Hey, Mr. Krabs, I thought we got our tartar sauce delivery on Thursday.
Man, the 1940s were cool. A lot of cool things happened. We got cool new technology. We got the microwave, Velcro, Tupperware, the Frisbee, the Slinky, the atomic bomb. All very cool and very influential. Early in the 1940s, the amount of houses with TVs in America was in the mere thousands. World War II slowed down development of TV technology because the main company developing all that stuff, RCA, decided to put time into developing military stuff for the war. And let me tell you, early TV sucked, especially for the actors on the shows. Cameras sucked back then, so you had to be under these super hot lights. You had to wear black lipstick and green makeup because cameras couldn't handle the color white. News channels were just a guy standing in front of a chalkboard with a map drawn on it. Not only that, it looked like this, and not only that, the screen looked like this. This is what the TV looked like, this is what the family looked like, and this is what your eyes looked like after looking at this thing all day. Meanwhile, the movies at the time were sick, my dude. We got Casablanca, Citizen Kane, we got cartoons like Fantasia, Woody Woodpecker, Pinocchio, Bambi, Looney Tunes, Mickey Mouse, Super Mouse, Cat and Mouse, Mickey Mouser, Dumbo. I mean, what kind of stupid name is Dumbo? Meanwhile, the TV networks couldn't get channels to air on because of disputes over who was allowed to broadcast on FM radio and all that legal stuff, and what a hassle. Then they formed the FCC, which caused even more problems, and suddenly, by the end of the decade, there were enough TVs to go to business. Meet commercial television. Now you got shows like the Texaco Star Theater, Howdy Doody, Candid Camera, The Ed Sullivan Show, CBS Evening News, and NBC's Camel News Caravan. Why was it called Camel News? Because it was sponsored by Camel cigarettes. Yeah, a lot of people smoked back then. Like, a lot. Like, Beijing a lot. Speaking of smoke, do you smell something burning? No, I can't be the only one who smells that, right? Wait, what's today's date? Oh no. The economy's burning to the ground. It's the Great Depression. Now everyone's broke, and this goes on for years. A lot of people were hungry. However, there lived a man who could save us all from this. One great man. One man who could save us all from this Great Depression.
Crippling depression?
FDR saved us from the Great Depression. He enacted the New Deal. That helped a lot. After America was standing proud once more, suddenly some drama erupted on the European continent. September 1st, 1939, Germany dresses up as Poland and attacks Germany, then attacks Poland in retaliation. Now we're back in the 40s. More drama happens, and FDR wants to get involved to stop the world from exploding, but America doesn't want him to. But then Japan gets involved, and then America lets FDR get involved, and then the Japanese are in camps. Japan is really ambitious, America's really angry, Germany's really science, France is really dead, so is Poland, so are the Netherlands, Belgium, Austria, and others. Italy's really Italian, and the Soviet Union's really big. And cold. This is what World War II was like.
Let me have a try. Open sesame! Well, I've done all I can do.
Knock knock. Who's there? Sigh. Sigh who? During the war, everyone in America was pitching in some way. They were all working in the factories, making weapons and boats and uniforms. Everyone was either buying war bonds or going to jail, then buying more war bonds. Also, the Japanese were in camps. In North Africa, the Allied forces cut off Germany's oil supply, and thus Germany's fancy little tanks and cars ran out of gas. Meanwhile, in America, we saved our gas. During the war, every Allied power had their own wartime slogans, and in America, most of them boiled down to, conserve your resources so the soldiers can live. Ration your food. Don't gossip, Hitler can hear you. Buy more war bonds. Make do and mend. During the war, everybody rationed materials. No one bought new clothing because the soldiers needed the materials more, and what that meant was that the men wore the same suits every day, women wore the same dresses every day, and children just did the same thing, but smaller. If your clothes got ripped in any way, then you just make do and mend. Back to the actual war. FDR died, Japan got destroyed by a dude named Truman, and then Hitler killed himself. And then the war ended. The United Nations was founded, and that's important. Now, war is illegal. Again. The Soviet Union is communist, and by 1949, so is China. That'll be important later, so just keep it in mind. Since America was the only important country that wasn't completely destroyed by the war, they were suddenly the main exporters of everything. Suddenly, Americans aren't broke anymore. Everyone has money and everyone's lives are good. Except for the Japanese, they lost everything. Now America's a world power, but you know who else is a world power? Russia. You know who's dead? FDR. Enter Harry Truman. He killed Japan in World War II. He started the Truman Doctrine. He desegregated the military and he sent troops to Korea. He also wants to make sure communism doesn't spread. He might just want to contain it. Keep that one in mind, it might be important later. Alright, I just glossed over most of the decade and the video's almost over, so savor these moments as if they're your last. Alright, did I miss anything? Okay, everyone knows about the Holocaust, and I'm not gonna joke about that, so I'll just kind of acknowledge it and move on. What kind of music did people like? You like jazz? People liked jazz. And Frank Sinatra. And a Harlem Renaissance of sorts was going on, and that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for factories and jobs drawing people north. Now, what other music did people like? Bada swing music. I'll be here all night. Literature. 1984 invented oppression, and the Diary of Anne Frank was a very depressing read. It's now the late 1940s. Everyone is afraid of communism. Communists don't like capitalism. Looks like it's time to crack open a Cold War with the boys.